My parents never called themselves environmentalists, even though I grew up in a home where I learned a lot of environmental values. My parents would have their own garden. Every spring they would put their own seeds in, and in the fall we would have all these vegetables. They would compost, and they were doing the 3 Rs, reduce, reuse, recycle, before that became commonplace. When I chose a career in the environmental movement, my parents didn't really know what to tell their friends. I grew up in a typical Asian family where they wanted me to become a doctor, or a lawyer, or a teacher. So they were just a little bit flummoxed about what to say, but I guess because they know me, they know that I'm doing good in the world. When I started working in the environmental sector almost 10 years ago, most of the people in the sector were the same. It was quite homogeneous. I was not the norm, and people would say, we do want more people to be involved with the movement and to protect the environment, but we continue to preach to the converted, and we're not sure why more people aren't involved. And that always brought me back to thinking about my parents and how they would never call themselves environmentalists, but that's where I learned all of those things that I'm doing right now. So my colleagues wondered why people weren't interested in the environmental movement and in joining the environmental sector. And my challenge back was, do we have programs and organizations and messages that are relevant and accessible and inclusive of diverse communities? Maybe we should also be listening to people who are from other parts of the world who have experienced very dire environmental circumstances and have a lot of experiences and knowledge that we could also learn from and bring into the sector. When I started working in the sector, I found that, because I was a minority woman and I was young also, I fit a lot of those check boxes that organizations like to check off about being diverse, and I didn't necessarily want to be a representative of all those groups. However, I saw that as an opportunity to be a role model and to be a leader and to show that people like me could flourish and succeed in the sector. A couple years ago, when I started working for Sustainability Network, what happened was I found out that the organization was embarking on a sector-changing project called an Environment and Diversity Project, and that was an initiative to help environmental organizations become more diverse and inclusive, and that matched very well with the struggles that I was dealing with back when I started in the sector, and also what I wanted to see change in the sector. So I was very excited to join on the project and help Sustainability Network be a leader in that realm. And diversity on board and voices helped because those two programs provide an opportunity for me to talk to the environmental organizations that I'm working with to get more diverse people onto their boards and into the leaderships of environmental organizations, and to get more voices heard who are talking about the environment, just more than the usual suspects. More personally, On Board and Voices has really helped me affirm my own leadership style. Being a quiet person, I always thought that I needed to be someone else to be a leader, but I realized that I could lead in my own way, and I now sit on 2 boards that I'm contributing to, and feel that my leadership style is helping. And with Voices, I recently went to a training session that affirmed that I should just speak and be my own person, and that will help people come to my cause and follow me as a leader.